This video is going to be the ultimate guide if you are considering a move to Fallbrook, California. We'll talk things to do, places to eat, what some of the housing options look like in some of these neighborhoods, just everything you're going to want to know about Fallbrook. Here we go. Hey there, welcome back, or maybe this is your first time here and you like to know every little thing there is to know about living right here in San Diego. Make sure you tap that subscribe button down below. My name is Nick and you guys are reaching out all the time and we really do love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move in or around San Diego, make sure to shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a ton of time and just help you make a smooth move right here to San Diego. Now, the first thing that's really amazing about Fallbrook is going to be the location. And Fallbrook is located in North County, San Diego, and it's actually one of the last cities in North San Diego before you head up into Riverside County, where you have Temecula and Murrieta. And when you look at Fallbrook on the map, it's a pretty large area. It's definitely got a lot of different areas, which we're going to talk about. But one thing you'll notice, especially when you start driving around, are just these rolling hills. It has a very country style feel out here, which is what makes it completely different than a lot of other areas in the entire San Diego County. And not to mention, another thing that's great about the location is just some of the cities that surround this place. You're gonna have Vista just to the south, you're gonna have Escondido, you're gonna have Oceanside to the west, not to mention the beach is literally only gonna be maybe 30 to 45 minutes away, so that's a huge plus as well when it comes to the location. We're just gonna get straight into the housing options as well, because this one is very, very important, because let's face it, we all need a place to live. Now, the housing options here are really going to be a ton of older custom homes. I'm talking homes that were built in the 60s, 70s, maybe 80s if they were a little bit older built. But you're not gonna have a lot of options when it comes to new construction. Very limited, you will have some options, but it's mostly going to be single family detached homes here in Fallbrook. Not a lot of options even for townhomes and condos. Like I said, you're just gonna have a lot of those detached options, which is really the crowd favorite. That's what most of you guys want. So you're gonna have a ton of options when it does come to that. Now, what I will say is you already heard me say it has a bit different feel than a lot of other areas in San Diego. It's a little bit more rural. You're gonna find some acreage over here. You're not gonna be right up against your neighbor, which is pretty darn cool. And a lot of these homes, like I said, are not tract homes. So they all look completely different. And you'll notice once you start driving around, there's not many areas that even have sidewalks. You're gonna have windy roads and just, you know, that's just the vibe out here. It's really cool and it's completely different than a lot of other areas, like I said. Now, the median home price right now, as I do this video, is right at about $850,000. And in my opinion, this is one of the last places, especially right now in San Diego County, that you can find a detached home under $1 million. Now, just keep in mind that a lot of these homes will be, you know, not renovated. They're gonna be completely outdated for the most part, and just all original. That's what a lot of these homes that are popping up over here are like. Yes, you can find some options where there are completely renovated, beautiful homes. You know, just know that you're probably gonna pay a little bit more, but if you are okay with something that needs some cosmetic updates, Fallbrook is going to have a ton of options. So where are you going to live? Well, like I said, Fallbrook is a big area. And what I really like about it is it's not very densely populated. And what I mean by that is there's only about 60 to maybe 70,000 people living in the city. And it can't really be broken down into different neighborhoods. But what I can say is if you're looking for something a little bit more rural and just a lot more acreage and you just don't want to even be close to anybody, definitely go look in the northern parts of Fallbrook. And if you want something where you're not so far away from civilization, definitely look more in the center of Fallbrook, the southern areas, and even the eastern areas where you're going to be a little bit closer to the Interstate 15. And on the south region, you'll be closer to the 76, which is awesome because this will help get you to shopping centers and just things to do a lot quicker. So what is there to do? Well, what I will say is if you're the type of person or family that just likes to have a ton of nightlife, restaurants, bars, and things like that to do, I will say that Fallbrook is probably not going to be the place for you. It's a lot more of a sleepier town, kind of more of a country living type of vibe. But if you really do value the outdoors and just having trails and parks, you're gonna have some really great options over here. You have the Santa Margarita Trail. You're also going to have the El Higuejo Preserve, along with some really great parks, just like the Live Oak Park. Most of your restaurants, cafes, retail shopping, yoga, just things like that are really going to be in the downtown area of Fallbrook. It's definitely gonna be in the historic area, and it's actually a really cute kind of area. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of brick buildings, but this is a very tiny area. I mean, it only runs probably like 4, maybe 5, 6 blocks. So there's just not a ton of things to do when it comes to, you know, retail shopping and things like that. You're probably gonna head off into Temecula. You're just gonna hop on the 15, head up to Temecula, where you'll have a ton of options, or even just shoot over to Oceanside. A couple things to note, or that should get an honorable mention, are going to be the Montserrat Winery. There's definitely a ton of vineyards out here if you like to go wine tasting and just do things like that. Also, Vineyard 1924 is a really cool place because if you got kiddos or you got grandchildren, especially during the holiday season, like right around October, they have the pumpkin patch going on there. That's a ton of fun. I know a lot of people that drive up to Fallbrook, even from the coastal areas, just to check this place out. And also, during Christmas, Santa shows up on his sleigh, so it's great if you want to go get some pictures and also get a Christmas tree while you're at it over there. And just a reminder that we know Fallbrook like the back of our hands. So if you have any questions on Fallbrook and just trying to figure out the right area and just trying to find that perfect home, definitely reach out. We'd love to help. Our info is down below. But when it does come to dining and restaurant options, don't get me wrong at all, because you're definitely going to have some great places that you're gonna wanna check out. Now, some notable mentions that I wanna let you guys know about are going to be Casa Estrella, which is gonna be some really great Mexican food. You're also going to have the 127 West Social House, the Coal Bunker, and make sure to check out the Mill if you're looking for some really good pizza and you want to grab a beer while you're at it. As far as shopping goes, most of it is going to be in the dead center of Fallbrook, right in that downtown area that I was talking about, along with areas just right off of South Mission Road. You're gonna have Albertsons and just a giant shopping center over there where you can get pretty much everything done. But what I will say is it's a bummer is there is no Trader Joe's in Fallbrook, and there's no Costco at all either. So you're gonna have to head up to probably Temecula would be your closest bet if you wanna hit Trader Joe's or Costco. Now, when it comes to some of the pros of Fallbrook, there's definitely a few that I wanna mention, but the first one is going to be the privacy and space. And once you start driving around and getting a feel for these neighborhoods and areas, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, because a lot of these homes are on bigger acreage. They're not even close to their neighborhoods. So whether you want something that's gated and just completely manicured, you're gonna have options for that. Or if you want something down a long driveway where you're just not even close to your neighbors and you're on some acreage and you just have this estate feel, you're definitely gonna have a ton of that too. So the privacy and the space is definitely on point over here. Now, the second thing that I wanna mention, or second pro, is going to be the affordability. If you take $800,000 and you go look in Fallbrook, you're gonna see that you have a lot better options than $800,000 in Vista. So that's just kind of the affordability where it lands. And like I said, your dollar will go a lot further over here in Fallbrook than it will in a lot of the other areas in San Diego County. But with that being said, there's definitely some cons that come with living in Fallbrook. And the first one is going to be that some people say it's outdated and boring. So it's really gonna come down to what your lifestyle is. Definitely take a drive around Fallbrook, get to know this downtown area, and if it's the right fit for you, because I've heard people say that, hey, there's not a lot to do here, and it's more for the type of person that likes to hang out at home, have space, likes the outdoors and things like that. I've also heard people say that the shopping areas are just outdated and need to have more of a modern vibe to it, but I kind of think that's what makes Fallbrook charming, is just the way it is now. I will also say the next con is definitely going to be that you are going to have a longer commute to pretty much everything when it comes to shopping. If you want to go to the beach, things to do, that type of stuff is just going to take you a little bit longer than it would a lot of other areas in San Diego. And what I mean by that is it's going to depend on where you're at in Fallbrook, but it could take you anywhere from 10, 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes sometimes to get to a grocery store, depending on where you live. Now, hopefully this helped you figure out if Fallbrook is the right place for you, or maybe you figured out, that doesn't really sound like what I'm looking for. Either way, me and my team would love to be a real estate resource for you guys and just help you figure out which area. Maybe Fallbrook is the place for you. Either way, make sure you guys are reaching out. Our info is down below. And we got a couple videos right here as well that I think are gonna be pretty helpful, so make sure you check those out, and thanks for watching.